everyone, this is the Easy Allies podcast. I'm your moderator, Kyle Bossman, and joining us this week, Daniel Bloodworth.
Hello.
Michael Huber.
Hello.
And, as always, Brandon Jones.
Hello.
Great hellos, everybody. Gentlemen, great hellos.
Hello.
Thank you.
Last time we saw this duo of Bloodworth and Huber, it was pre-E3.
Pre-E3.
And here we are.
Or this morning.
This
Post
is
E3.
This is a post God of War Resident Evil 7 world.
How's it feel?
Feels great. Feels hopeful.
Welcome, Huber.
Feels fresh.
We've been waiting for you.
It's exciting.
Man,
Just
a lot of
changing
those
it up.
fans do not feel that way.
Oh, that's because change is scary.
Yep.
Change is scary, but hopefully it's for the best.
Life is change.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't you stick in a hole.
Think about all the God of Wars. Just think real hard right now.
Okay.
Think about all of them.
All right.
Think about how samey they are. They're all the same.
Okay.
That's it.
Oh.
Like, put them all in your brain. It's
Yeah.
all like you could play from the beginning of 1 to the end of 3, and the PSP ones.
One
It's
is
the
really
same
cool.
game.
One, for the most part, you're just hanging out on some Titan's back.
One
I
is
love
the
that.
most context.
One is really cool, yeah.
Yeah.
It might be why it's my favorite.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that so much.
Seeing Kronos
Yeah.
come up to you and then getting God.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry.
So let's talk about today's word of the day. This one I think you won't even have to write down. This is actually a pretty cool word that I might think could be useful in regular jargon. Yeah.
We might actually learn something here.
Automagical.
Yeah.
Of a usually complicated technical or computer process, done, operating, or happening in a way that is hidden from or not understood by the user, and in that sense, apparently magical.
Yeah.
Automagical.
Fairly sure that I've used this word without knowing that it was a real word.
Sure.
Auto magical.
So it's
With
just
the same meaning.
right when your computer's doing something you don't even know how it did that. It's like, oh, that was automagical.
Yeah. Email.
Cool.
Great. Yeah.
Does it have to be a computer?
It has to be technology, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can't be like plumbing?
No.
Plumbing's pretty automagical.
Absolutely, it is.
Bummer.
Water pressure.
But because of the parenthetical of a usually complicated technical or computer process,
Got it.
I have to assume that we have to.
Right,
It's got to be
right.
some tech in there, circuitry.
Cool.
You could have an automatical toilet that like predicts like your preferred heat.
Well, we
or
just
something
don't
like
usually
that.
talk about technology and stuff, so.
On this
I
podcast?
don't know where I'm going to apply this.
Well, wait till you hear our corrections. We're about to get technical, Jones.
Sweet.
Begin corrections music, please. Let's talk about HDR.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Okay, so do you know what HDR is, Blood?
Okay, so I was in the similar state as you, only I probably would have stopped and questioned it a bit more because when they had that press conference and they said HDR support,
Yeah.
like that immediately triggered a question in my head, like, what does that mean? Because I know the definition of HDR that you were referencing
Yeah.
from a couple years back when everyone was like putting it into games and using it in lighting engines.
Yeah.
And
Wrong.
And no, it's a totally new technology with 4K TVs, and some people in the comments were arguing that's maybe more significant than the 4K itself.
That's what I think is cool. So HDR still stands for a high dynamic range, but it is not lighting, it is color.
Color bands, yeah.
Yes, and a lot of 4K TVs, not all 4K TVs, have HDR. There are two different kinds of HDR.
Yeah, apparently there's competing technology.
Yep, yeah. But it's the buzzword. It's the TV buzzword. You gotta get a TV with HDR. But the thing is, apparently it's great. Apparently it means more than 4K. The difference, the leap
Dang.
of HDR is apparently incredible, closer to real life images.
Cool.
And so,
Well, I mean, yeah, because a lot of it has to do with contrast ratios and stuff too, which,
Right.
you know, modern HD TVs have always been sort of behind SD sets in that sense.
My TV's 8 years old, Bloodworth, and I was playing last night. Didn't even notice it. Beth said, I was playing Witcher 3. She said, "Why is your horse purple?" My horse, it was like, it looked purple because my contrast or something is all out of whack.
The main thing, well,
I need that HDR.
I think
need
the
some
main
HDR,
thing,
bud.
Yeah.
one of the places where it'll probably be easiest to see where that would benefit, I think, is like when you're looking at like the sky at certain times of day or whatever, and if you see like those straight lines, like the different colors, like the gradation of that.
Sure. Yeah.
And so if there's a smoother blend there, then that makes it
Your
look
dynamic
strong.
range is low.
deeper, richer blacks.
Whoa.
Yeah, the blacks. People overstate the blacks sometimes, but
The engraving on the custom Xbox controllers is only $10 extra.
yeah, I knew that because I ordered one.
Did you get an engraving on yours?
Yeah.
What does it say?
Easy allies.
Oh, that's cool, Blood. I can't wait to see that
But
thing.
yeah, it's not. I found out because I was wondering, it's like, when is this thing gonna ship? They haven't said anything, and I go to the website, shipping in September.
Oh,
Ah.
all right. Well, we have that to look forward to.
Yeah, it'd be nice when it comes.
The Xbox One S will support Connect through a USB adapter, and it's free.
Hey, the adapter.
The adapter is free, not the One S. The Last Guardian trailer leaked on PlayStationLifestyle.com. Oh, before E3.
Yeah, the
so technically,
Trico, the tech demo internal trailer somehow.
yeah. So I said there was only one trailer, but there technically were two because one of them leaked. So I guess that could come.
Well,
to
no,
the
there
question.
was trailers after the E3 trailer as well.
I don't think so.
No, they showed it at TGS. There was definitely another trailer that actually showed more like gameplay mechanics, like the barrels and things.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay. Correction within corrections. First-party Xbox games will stay on the Windows 10 store and will not be released on Steam.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
PC gamers like terrified of this,
well, why?
just because of like what it means for the future of gaming.
Sure, we misconstrued some Spencer comments last week, and we assumed that what he was saying was that they will put them on Steam. He was not talking about the first-party games.
Yeah.
Halo will definitely always be on Windows 10 store.
Huh.
And you're scared of that, Hubert.
No, PC gamer was.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
You're allies with PC Gamer.
I love PC gamer.
Yeah.
It's just intense when a new
It's
market tries to come and like control it.
It's
Like the first party games.
Sure.
the thing is it's just gonna wind up being like the EA store, Origin, where it's like, okay,
Yeah.
I guess I'll, if I don't hate you that much, I'll get your games on your store. But it's not going to make a dent in like Steam and GOG and all that. There's no way.
I don't think it will. I don't
no
think it will
way.
either. Yeah.
10,000 games a day come out on Steam.
If anything, honestly, I think it's limiting their sales, but I don't think they actually care about the game sales.
Right.
They'd sell so much better on Steam.
Yeah.
Quantum Break would have done better if they sold it on Steam.
But I don't think they want to negotiate their way into the Steam sales and
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
They want to set their own standards.
Jones, what's up?
Corrections music rolling the whole
Oh
time.
yeah.
End corrections music.
All right.
No, that was good. I thought we had some cool conversations within corrections.
I actually, in the last couple episodes, have been sad corrections have been so short.
Yeah.
Because
we
I
go.
love that. I like, and I know we've had some viewers that get frustrated that we are just ignorant to HDR and something sometimes because
Yeah.
there's just a lot, being
But
thrown
that's the
at
thing,
us.
like
But I like learning.
Yeah, we're not TV junkies, so like.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
I'm
it's-
a
Like,
TV junkie.
that when a new stuff like that comes out, I'm like, okay, I'd have to look that up.
Yeah.
And with people using the same term for completely different things, so easy to get it wrong.
yeah. Well, now we know though.
Yeah.
I'm excited for HDR. The
I'm
next-
getting HDR now.
right. The next TV I want to buy will have that.
100%.
check- Yeah, exactly.
Black Friday. Get ready.
Black
I
Friday.
actually the big TV tech. The last time I got a TV was the being lit from the side or the back, and they were like, oh well, if you spend $2 more grand, you get lit from the back and not lit from the sides. And I was like, whatever. I brought it home and like, yeah, it's. You can see anything that's like horror movie, anything that's pure black, like really dark. I can tell that like it's just lighter on the side of the TV.
Oh,
Like,
you need that HDR, Jones.
I need that HDR.
You need that high dynamic range.
He doesn't have HDR.
Okay, so big news this week. The United Kingdom has voted itself out of the European Union. Huber, I need your thoughts on this.
This is crazy.
No, come on, no.
gosh.
Okay, so
No,
basically,
it's like the older generation is like spiting the younger generation.
oh, Huber, I really don't want to discuss this. I really don't. That was a joke.
Let's
I really
jump
don't.
into some other country's
politics.
politics.
I really don't want
We
to.
only know about from Twitter.
Oh boy. So, what I want to lead with this week, again, it's post E3. It is a stinky week for video game news. If you want to have a juicy podcast, you got to really work the news in these types of weeks.
Grind the
rub it.
barrel.
Yeah, rub it out.
Beat it.
Yeah, just mash it through. So,
Season it.
there's a story that got a lot of traction this week. A quotation from Shigeru Miyamoto. You know I love those. It was an article. What's the name of it? A new vision for video game consoles in the Associated Press. It was on their website. Basically talking about, to a layman, all the weird stuff that happened at E3 with the Xbox One S and the PlayStation 4 Neo coming but not shown at E3. kind of good article. At the end of this article, 2 paragraphs, one kind of explaining what's going on with the NX, and then a direct quote. And so I'm going to read that out, and then we're going to have to discuss that. In terms of NX, there's an idea that we're working on, said Super Mario and Donkey Kong creator Shigeru Miyamoto through a Japanese translator. That's why we can't share anything at this point, and I don't want to comment on the other companies. If it was just a matter of following advancements in technology, things would be coming out a lot quicker. So, that got picked up. That statement got blown up.
Oh, of course it did.
Okay. Why, of course?
Nintendo could just repeat something they've already said and the statement gets blown up right now.
Yeah, exactly. But is there something to make of this? Was the internet right to say, oh man, the NX has got a weird secret that Nintendo doesn't want anyone to know?
I mean, I think they've always had a weird secret that they don't want anyone to know. Yeah.
Is it weird? Okay, so here's what I really want to talk about. Do you think it's something worth keeping a secret?
Probably.
You think that the gimmick of the NX is so strong that Sony and Microsoft would totally copy it if they knew what Nintendo was working on?
They most likely would, because I mean, look at the Kinect and the Move.
That's true. They totally have in the past.
Yeah.
Even the 6-axis. That was a direct reaction to the Wii. Yeah. Okay. I hear you, Blood.
So it's it's sort of inevitable. Like if the idea is actually good, then it will get copied. Even the whole tablet thing that happened. Like everyone was doing second screens there for like a year or two.
But nothing really hit until the Wii. Like this started with the Wii, and then it was the DS. Really, I mean, like that was the first.
DS was
the first real gimmick from that hit the gaming market in a big way.
2 screens?
Yeah, so it was like DS and then
touchscreen
Wii,
even was
and
weird.
then motion, and then
Oh yeah, I remember people
those
were like, "There's no way you could
3D.
make a game with a touchscreen."
Yeah.
So yeah, it is. I mean, it's not always what they used to do. It's interesting, that he's saying that like this is we don't look at this as it will be technologically better than our old console power wise, but that's not why we're making it. That's what I took from that.
Yeah, and actually, just before we started shooting this podcast, we looked at some Q&A questions in which they've elaborated that they didn't have anything to show with the NX yet. The plan was to show the NX at E3, canceled, delayed because of, like the thing isn't ready yet, and they really want to keep the thing a secret. Mm-hmm. Crazy to me. Whatever the thing is, I'm dreading. Does anyone know what Shigeru Miyamoto's title is at Nintendo?
Not currently, no.
What is he?
Imaginator.
It's Jones.
Chief Inventor.
He's Imaginator. His title is Creative Fellow.
Creative fellow.
Yes.
Why are you creative fellow?
Yeah. That just bugs me because in an article like this, that was when he was introduced. Said Super Mario and Donkey Kong creator Shigeru Miyamoto. Like, you just throw him into an interview and he's the authority on what's going on with the NX. Just write, creative fellow, Shigeru Miyamoto says. Oh, boy. Oh, that just ruffles my feathers. Okay. But I want to play a game
Oh,
of
you
this.
mean you're just annoyed that they didn't use his title?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want to throw that. I mean, that's just typical newspaper
Get that.
writing.
Yeah.
What?
Even when I was in the newspaper, that would annoy me sometimes.
Use
Where,
the
like
title,
I would use something that would feel completely obvious as language. You're like, no, people don't know this. You gotta dumb it down more. I'm like, okay,
Oh, they dumbed it down for us.
yeah,
Okay.
because it's Associated Press. It's as you said, it's
Yeah.
like catching everybody else up.
Yeah.
So who's Shigeru Miyamoto? He's the guy that made Mario and Donkey Kong. This
I
is
know
all you
Donkey
care.
Kong.
Right.
Do you
Yeah,
hate
okay.
that, Huber? When you have a director that you love dearly, and they're like from the director
Yeah.
of that movie that
Yes.
came out like 6 months ago. And
Yes.
you're like,
Yeah.
and like lots of other things.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Like I loved with Frankenweenie when they were advertising that they didn't put Nightmare up there. It was like from the director of Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
like,
I hear you.
Because
and
it
a stop
made-
motion film that's very much like this. What?
Yeah.
Like that's irrelevant. Nightmare is like, whew.
Yeah.
Don't know what that movie is.
Yeah.
Alice
hate
made
that.
like $1 billion.
Yeah, I hate it.
Hate it.
So what I want to do with this
Bad
podcast
famous
today-
actors doing voices.
Oh, we want to get in that one again?
You put it right in that folder.
Let's
you
go,
open
Jones.
that folder up, Kyle. You slide that right next to
Let's
that.
go,
file.
Jones. I
You
love
put
the
that
actors.
Right in the cabinet.
Brad Pitt is a good voice actor. So what I want to do with this podcast, though, is I want to talk about the reveal of the NX.
The reveal of the thing we have no idea what it is.
Sure.
Yeah, we're going to be the team. We are the team. who decides how to do this reveal. Obviously, we don't know what it is, Jones, but we got to pick a date. Assuming it launches in March, we got to pick when we're going to do the reveal, the initial reveal, anything you want to do after that. We got to pick how to do it. We want to do a press conference or a video.
Okay.
And the thing is, we're collaborating. I don't want to hear anyone say, no, that's a bad idea.
Okay.
Okay.
If somebody throws out an idea you don't like, we're rolling with it.
Okay.
We got to make this event huge, and everyone here is a part of this team.
Okay.
Okay. Let's pick a date.
September 15th.
Oh my God!
Yes.
Yes.
I like September. No, I like September.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking September.
Everyone loves September?
I want it to happen. I don't know when TGS is, but I think it should happen before TGS. Because even though Nintendo won't be at TGS, they never are.
Right.
Whoever has games like Dragon Quest 11 for NX
Yes.
should be able to show the NX games at TGS.
Okay. So September 15th, let's lock that in.
Okay.
That's a reveal. That's when
Or
we
When
show...
September-
CGS?
September before TGS, whenever that is.
I think September 15th is Final Fantasy Day,
like
isn't
a
it?
week before TGS.
Okay, so we want to be a week before TGS.
Yeah.
All right, Huber's going to figure out that date. What do we want to show on that date? Because here's the thing. Here's what I thought of recently. With this new generation, with the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One,
TGS is September 15th through the 18th.
so let's do it day one of TGS. Let's do it day one.
September 15th.
Yeah. Like before it starts, we'll do it in the morning, day
Yeah.
one of TGS.
Okay.
Reveal events for consoles are bigger than ever. They've never been quite like they were for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Do we do that with our reveal? Do we copy what they did, or do we do our own thing?
Nintendo will always do their own thing.
We are Nintendo.
Okay.
We are Nintendo.
We are going to do our own thing, bud.
So we're doing our own thing.
So what's
Yeah.
that thing going to be?
Okay.
Well, I think they should start with everything predictable first.
Whoa.
Oh my God, I've got it.
What?
Start with all the specs. Start with what does Zelda look like on NX.
Because Zelda's the game we know is coming.
Yeah.
That seems fair to get that out of the way soon.
And then you say whatever the secret is. Whatever makes it different. And you show it with Zelda, and then you start rolling out what other games are coming.
Okay.
Are we on stage or is this a recorded video?
Live, baby.
Wow.
I want it to be live.
Live.
Okay.
I think
in
for
front
this,
of
it should
in
be
front of an
live.
audience?
Gotta be live.
Where are we hosting this?
I mean, if it's going to be related to TGS, it should be in Japan, but with international journalists.
Okay.
We're renting out like a symphonic stadium.
A symphonic
A
stadium.
where a symphony plays.
Sure.
Sure.
The seats make noise whenever.
There's some Zelda.
in and out of the chairs.
Zelda
we'd have to
Mario
do that.
Metroid Big Band. Yeah.
Okay, so the seats are going to make
we
noise.
music in the chairs.
Huber, you had an
about
idea.
that?
You said I got it.
Okay. So, for the viewers that aren't there live,
Yeah, like us.
the event starts.
Yes.
You see Mario
Where?
on screen
Okay.
being played.
Uh-huh.
A brand new Mario. Everyone's like, what is Mario? What? It's a Mario game?
Uh-huh.
It's slowly. He starts doing these crazy things. Crazy things are going down. Camera slowly pans out. And Miyamoto himself is playing with the NX controller.
Yes.
Sure.
Right? Yes.
Right, Kyle?
Yeah.
I still want to get the boring stuff
got
out of the
it.
way first, but yeah.
Yeah,
some-
you did
something to
negate.
start it off.
You negated Blood's idea though. Blood's idea is to start off with the
So
nuts and
he wants
bolts.
to do the old Microsoft. Here are the specs.
But that
Here is the
We do both.
teraflops.
You're being mean to Bloodworth's idea right
You're
now,
right,
Huber.
I'm sorry.
You have to be
I'm fired.
supportive.
I'm fired.
Don't be
But
fired.
the thing is about this, and
What?
Combine 'em.
I think this is
Yeah.
important for
Combine.
Nintendo to do,
Yeah.
is they failed hard on that with the Wii U. That was one of the biggest miscommunications of Wii U, is they just
Yes.
brought out the tablet. They didn't
Yeah.
want to say anything.
You're
Oh,
right.
it's just a box that plays video games. And like, no, people didn't get it. People didn't realize because they didn't show the system. They didn't talk about what the system could do.
Yeah.
You get that out there first.
Blood, I hear you there, man.
Yeah.
So I say yeah. So I say so you start with Huber.
Yeah.
Then you do specs. Then you do Zelda Wii U, Zelda NX side by side. Then you
Side by side.
Then you show that off. Then you do the wipe. Like, oh, here's Zelda on Wii U.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at that!
Like 300 more trees on screen.
Look at that HDR.
True.
Okay. Do we
And you
mention?
really, really drive home that the system is auto magical.
Oh, so you
Dang it!
I know. We totally missed the opportunity when Blood set it up.
Yeah.
Blood basically said that's what they were saying. That they were just like, it's auto magical. It's-
Wow.
yeah.
You got it.
Michael Huber, that's a couple of werehogs.
Yep.
You've been awarded.
My pocket.
Put those in your pocket. Lock that pocket. Oh my goodness, I get caught off guard by that every time.
Zelda wipe.
The thing
Love
about
the
HDR.
Zelda right.
Yeah.
the thing about HDR though, I think HDR is such an advanced thing. I don't know that you would get any benefit of it over a stream.
So, because I was so wrong about HDR, a lot of people personally messaged me about it. One of them was showing two screens that had it and one that didn't for Mad Max, and you can pick up on it on an image. Actually, you can a photograph of the two TV screens.
How does it make sense if your monitor isn't supporting it?
I don't know. I really don't know how that makes sense, Blood, but you do see a better range.
Okay.
You can tell when a photograph has been taken of a screen of
It's
a
like
monitor.
it's like when you have like an SD TV and you see a commercial for an HD TV and I'm like, oh, I don't know how that's supposed to look better because you're still looking at it on an SD TV.
No, you can tell. You can tell, like, if I took a picture of something that was on my screen at home and I I put that over to you, you would say, no, this is a picture of a screen, man. This isn't fooling me. If I stood in front of my TV and said, I'm in Hawaii, Blood, you would
Right.
know. So that's what I'm saying. That stuff transfers through images.
So anyway, Kyle, you're
Jones and Huber are so checked out from this little argument we're
Kyle,
having,
you're gonna be
Blood.
proud of me because I'm gonna bring a Reggie quote into this.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just read this earlier that he said that they needed to make sure for the NX that it had a good launch lineup. He specifically said the reason Zelda got delayed or whatever was for the NX. We need to make sure that the system launches with software. So for our launch,
Yeah.
we're launching with Zelda,
Okay.
and we're launching with one big secret game that is announced the day the NX is revealed.
Oh yeah.
On September 15th.
On September
sure.
15th, Metroid
Yeah.
back
Yes.
only
I
on
don't
NX.
I don't think Metroid's a launch
Hey,
game.
Blood, you can't say no. You have to go with this idea.
Okay.
You love all of these ideas.
Okay. Metroid's
What-
need it.
unfortunately
They-
not
okay.
a system seller,
Here's
even if
the
it's
thing,
one of my favorite
We need it.
franchises.
We need it.
Huber, I'm excited for Metroid. We need a Doc Brown spider monster. You can't just say I have a new Metroid. It's got to have a twist. It's got to have something edgy about it.
Edgy. Metroid, where you play as Samus's bearded brother.
With an axe.
No, actually, what I would like, I would like to see a Metroid post-fusion.
Okay, so it takes place after Fusion. Samus is all Metroided out. She's got Metroid DNA.
Yeah.
So it's up to her bearded brother to go save her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Samus is the bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Cool.
the Metroid DNA gets to her.
Yeah.
Bearded
Ah.
brother's gotta
Yeah,
burn
yeah, yeah.
down.
Blood, you have to love that idea.
I don't because we've done Samus as a bad guy in multiple forms already. But
No,
Samus
no.
is not playable in this game at all.
Whoa.
You are fighting to rescue Samus in this game.
Okay. Save her.
And Samus is messing you up the whole time.
oh,
People are so mad right now.
Including Daniel Bloodworth.
No.
Listeners of the show are really missing out on some visual cues Bloodworth is giving about how much he hates this idea. Hubert just ruined Metroid for him. But here's the thing. The console launches in March. I don't think you honestly can spill the whole thing in September 15th. Basically, what Sony and Microsoft did with their console reveals was, I think it was February and the other one a month later, and then they saved everything else for E3. Sony didn't even show what their console looked like for their
That's
console
right,
reveal. Microsoft did. Do we want to show what the console looks like on September
Yes.
15th?
Gotta
Of course.
show.
Yes.
Okay.
Very, very important. Yeah.
All right. So we'll show what it looks like. Do we save that for the end, or do we do that when we're talking about specs?
Very end.
The very end.
No, what about the pan out from the game?
That's
just
a
see
TV
the
screen.
control-
Yeah, you
Controller.
just see
Yeah.
the controller. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Great. So we're showing what the console looks like. At
How
the
cool
very,
is
very
that?
end.
When he's playing it, the controller or the box is like covered with like a one of those dinner the room service dinner plates.
with
Yeah.
a question mark on it with the
With
the question mark block.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's a silver serving tray with a question mark
Yeah.
block
And
on it.
then, when they reveal it, then it actually reveals that there's the multiple.
And I
versions.
Your
want,
Nintendo is served.
I
And
want
it's-
some
and it's
steam to come off of it.
It's positioned between two lobsters.
Yes. No one's ever done it before. Think of that image. Think of how often that would get retweeted.
No, you have all the Nintendo
Like, that's the
consoles
most
lined
delicious
up.
looking-
Nah,
Don't Bloodworth, don't say no. Don't do this
Every
again.
single Nintendo console
doing it.
ever lined up.
This is a horrible game for my cuber.
Because we have to go along with everything.
It's just like a race. You're like, I gotta get in front of him. I gotta get in front of him. Then we'll have a remote robes on. And,
We gotta stop it.
Okay, so hold on. I do like this idea, though, to show the legacy, to show that this is actually an important step in Nintendo's history. I don't think it's a bad idea to show the old consoles. As Blood said with the reveal of the Wii U, it was so bad. And it was bad in that it wasn't clearly communicated that this is our next console. And that is why I do like Huber's weird idea of like showing the consoles.
And especially if I don't know how down and dirty we want to get with this, but if we I'm speaking as Nintendo.
Let's
okay?
get down and dirty.
Brandon Jones would never make this decision, but
Yeah.
if you're telling me I'm Nintendo,
Yeah.
gotta show Iwata in there talking about old consoles. Gotta show him
Oh, Jones.
talking about being like, well, the
Yeah.
reason behind this console, we did it. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
give me your money,
Okay,
sucker.
I love that idea. I love that idea.
but
Right in
okay.
there.
So here's the thing, though. we have to avoid the Nintendo Land moment.
Yes.
No, please, yes.
So you want to crunch, is what you're saying?
Yeah, we've got to save some huge launch game for the
Metroid.
very, very end.
Start with the weird little Mario, even if it's not, because you could be sneaky. I think you could still hit with that moment, even if that ended up being the Nintendo Land or the Hyrule Target Practice, whatever that was.
I think we got to pause for a sec to explain that Nintendo Land moment to anyone not familiar with it.
Yes, basically, Nintendo was building up. It felt like, okay, here's one more thing. Here's going to be, is this going to be the Zelda? What is it going to be? And then this is what fireworks look like in Nintendo Land. End of conference.
It was the E3 conference, the Wii U was revealed. Reggie said one more thing.
yeah.
He put up a finger and said, I have one more thing to show you.
Yeah.
And
And it was
Everyone's
fireworks in
like,
Nintendo
"Metroid."
Land.
And
Yeah.
people are so I've never attended I think I've attended like 2 press conferences in my life, but like from what I hear and what you can kind of see like in the big wide shots, it's like people are out of there. Like the second they notice, like, are you done? You're done? Okay. Like they get their laptop, they're gone because they got to get in its cab and go to the next press conference or like
Well,
run back to
for Nintendo at the
HQ.
time, they were going to E3 because Nintendo's always been Tuesday morning.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like literally the entire room in Nintendo Land was like, what,
Yeah.
no, well, he's leaving. Should we, like,
So that's kind of why I like the idea of ending with our Metroid game with the Beard Brother.
yep.
Because I don't think you end with a new IP. I think you end with something that people are familiar with that they've been waiting for.
Yeah.
We do need a new IP. We need to show that we're growing. We need to show that we're willing to try new
No,
weird
but you
stuff.
do it's a whole thing. The whole demo is from the perspective of him. It's like Lost Planet 4.
Yeah.
You're like,
what is this?
Oh, okay.
Well, like, yeah, and then like, yeah, at the end,
Metroid.
yeah, he like comes up out of the steam, and he's like,
You-
I'm here to
and
help
then-
you, and then
and
she
then
like
you-
balls up and spins.
Yeah.
Like, oh no! And, like,
She's like,
here she comes.
"You're here for me, brother."
Yeah. My name
gotta
is
pause. You're here
Maximus
for me.
Aaron.
Brother.
Yeah. Is it Aaron?
Metroid.
Sam is Aaron.
Yeah.
Or Aaron.
Aaron.
Which do we like? Aaron?
Yeah.
Aaron.
So he's Maximus
Metroid,
Aaron.
Colon.
Maximus.
Family struggles.
Oh.
I love
We've
it.
destroyed the press conference with this Metroid game.
dude. Family struggles. Metroid : family struggles. But we gotta save some stuff. Price, I think you do have to talk about in September because this thing comes out in March. It's
Yeah.
coming out really soon at this point.
You gotta
Again.
go full disclosure.
Yeah.
Again, the thing with that console reveal is, from everything we know, that there's got to be multiple consoles under that hood.
Whoa. You mean like
So we need
hard
to
drive
see-
space?
Whatever it means, like the handheld version and the console version, or like the multiple power levels, like the Xbox is doing. Whatever they've said something to that effect, that it will not just be one piece of hardware.
Got it.
Okay.
So we've got to see like all of that at once.
All that at
What
once.
does that mean? What are the price points for this? Why do I want to get one over another one?
Everyone, I have a controversial idea here. I don't think we have Reggie do this talk.
Everyone does it.
Go on.
You get Bill, you get Reggie, you get everybody out. You do like what Sony did, where like they each get their little moment. Hi everybody, and you're like, oh, Reggie's here, great, it's good to see Reggie. And then
Sure.
like he does his bit, and then gone. He is not in the rest of the presentation.
I want to
Okay.
get Jack Trenton.
Well, I have his number. We can get him, but
Yeah.
please tell me why.
What's he doing?
He's saying this is the future. This is the time.
Ladies and
Defection.
gentlemen, Jack Trenton. Like, oh, what?
This is the future. This is the time.
Yeah.
And then he shows off our weird, bonky new IP.
Exactly.
Great. Okay. Do not apologize. That's an idea we all love, Hubert.
Okay.
Jack Trenton's in the conference.
We need Wave Race in there somewhere too.
Okay.
Wave
Okay,
Race.
okay.
Great middle of the show.
I like that
That's
idea.
middle of the show for sure.
Bloodworth.
Yeah.
Perfect.
The thing is, and we have a lot of games that are just remakes of Wii U games. We have our new Smash Bros. Game. We have, we're doing Mario Maker again, and Splatoon. We have those versions. And again, I think we should wipe those. I think we should just show the wipes. And I think that should actually come after the price. I think we say how much it'll cost, and then we show this stupid cavalcade of our remakes, so people start thinking like, oh, maybe I am willing to spend that much money.
What's our price?
That is the other people deal with that. That's not our department.
It's true. Yeah.
Okay.
But let's say it's 400. Do you shout it from the rooftops, or do you kind of it's 400?
That'll be when it launches. That'll be $3.99.
It is. It's weird. It's how do you announce a price that's not good?
Yeah. I think it'll be $3.50.
You have
$350.
so you have all the characters, right? So you have Mario, and you have Link, you have Samus,
Yeah.
and you have DK, and you have.
Do we have Maximus?
You have Maximus.
Next to
Maximus
him?
is,
Okay.
we haven't shown Maximus yet.
Oh, okay, right. That's we're saving Maximus for the end. Got it.
Maximus is literally
Got it.
Maximus.
Yeah.
You know, like yo, my brother. Struggles, and then Black. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
validated
yeah.
parking. You're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have everybody there, and they're all waiting. Like, oh, what's the reveal going to be? They're anticipating it as well. Like they
Yeah.
don't know what their future is going to be.
Yeah.
You know, and so they're waiting to reveal, and then like console comes up out of the stage. You know, the big and
The lobsters.
They take it off.
Yes.
With lobsters and the steam.
Yep.
And then then they announce the price. Mario didn't like it. He announced the price. Oh, yeah. You know, he goes into his pockets. Like I don't know if I don't have a coin. Maybe he's like a couple coins, but that's it. Mario was like, I don't know, and looks back to the whole crew like, I don't know, like that's a lot of money, and the crew's just like, what are you talking about, Mario? They don't even say anything. They're just like, let's do this, and he's like, yeah, and maybe like Link takes out a couple rupees, like DK's got some bananas. He's like, we're all in on this, let's go, and then they just charge in and 10x. So it's like, we know it's expensive, but what are you gonna do?
The end.
Yes.
Jones, well done.
Metroid
Yes.
family struggle.
Metroid colon family struggles. That was fun. We gotta do that more often. Oh, y'all hear that? Sounds like it's podcast halftime.
Easy Allies podcast halftime. The following are the official sponsors of Easy Allies for the month of June: Michael Kazachenko, Michael Favacci, Mango, Scorn, an atmospheric horror adventure developed by Ebb Software, set in a nightmarish universe of odd forms and somber tapestry. Go to scorn-game.com for more information. YoYoTricks.com, a tutorial website for teaching people how to yo-yo. To buy yo-yos and learn how to get started, visit YoYoTricks.com or their YouTube channel. All of these links are available in the description. Thank you to our sponsors. I cracked a little bit there, just a little bit.
I didn't even notice.
Jones.
Total
Just a little
pro.
bit. Huber, Bossman brought a yo-yo to the last podcast. Okay?
So jealous.
It's cool, dude.
Can I
YoYoTricks.com.
use it?
You cannot.
It's
use
like
it.
an auto yo-yo. It's like yo-yo for dummies.
It's the beginner yo-yo.
Yo-yo for Bosmans.
Yeah, it was cool. It's a cool yo-yo. It's fun.
Scorn looks hype.
Yeah.
Oh, you've seen some Scorn.
H.R. Geiger vibes.
HDR Geiger.
HDR Geiger vibes.
Nice. You should get a Warhawk
Super
for that.
cool.
I love that. Jones,
Into it.
I'm still like stuck on how funny it is to me having Nintendo characters react to the price of a console. Just like, I don't know.
DK with bananas.
Yeah.
Charging
Let's
the
go
console.
buy one. Oh man, I could have done that for another hour. We have bad news though. We got to cover news.
Okay.
Earlier today, Batman Return to Arkham was delayed indefinitely, and that's why this is kind of an unusual thing. So, Return to Arkham is not an original game. It is current gen upmake of Arkham Asylum and Arkham City packaged together. And so that was announced May 18th, and it was to be released on June 26th. So
With,
today,
like, the sickest trailer for a remaster I have ever seen.
what was the trailer?
Have you seen the trailer, Jones?
I think I have.
It'll give you chills.
I'm getting chills.
There's like
I remember
two.
seeing a trailer.
There's
but
like
maybe
two
I saw the wrong
annoying.
one.
There's like two annoying things where it's like Batman Arkham Asylum Metacritic like 95, Batman Arkham City Metacritic, but like other than that,
Yeah, I mean,
Sell
you
it.
saw the
Sell it.
Arkham City box.
other
art,
than
so-
that, it's like all the villains' lines cut together. Oh, it's
Wow.
so good. Great trailer.
Well, it's not happening, Huber.
It's not happening. So yeah, I thought it was kind of cool. They waited so long to announce it, and it would just be 2 months. Now at this halfway point, they said, you know what? It's not coming together. Sorry, I have the developer, Virtuos. Most recently worked on the Heavy Rain port for PS4. Jones, what is that expression
which
about?
I don't know
Which
how
is
that
that-
turned out.
Oh yeah, who does? Who's gonna go play Heavy Rain right now?
Right. I don't know. That was my heavy rain face.
Yeah, okay. For listeners, Jones made a Heavy Rain face. You know, you don't even. You can use your imagination. You know exactly what it looked like.
I'm gonna play Heavy Rain now.
Sorry.
I'm playing it. I'm going back.
Let them live, Hubert. Get the
Play the
good
port.
ending.
I know.
Let them live.
I know. God. For people that don't know, my ending of that game was like the most depressing time I've ever had in a video game. Mm-hmm. Just everyone.
How
died.
far would you go for the one you love?
I wasn't willing to go far enough.
didn't go
so
far enough.
Everyone died.
Yeah. Yep. I remember. But we don't need to do more stories about Heavy Rain. But anyway, delayed indefinitely, I think, is kind of cool. We talked a lot last week about release dates at the end of trailers. And if you don't know, don't put it up, basically, was what we came down to. So are we cool with this kind of thing? Is it reason to panic, or is this a reason to applaud?
I'm applauding. I love it.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody's panicking about not getting the remake of the
remaster, yeah.
Arkham games.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like that was like a bonus. It was like,
Yeah.
oh, I might play those again, and that was that game to me. So if they're like, yeah, we checked all of the things that were shipped to me, and then we got version 5.0, and whoa, something happened.
For me, it's beautiful timing because before Arkham Knight came out, I went back and replayed them anyway.
Oh, okay.
Because it's so soon to Arkham Knight. So I'm like, I just played these games. Like, I don't have to go back again and play them. So I love the delay.
Here's
and
what-
maybe now, I know it's Rocksteady, but I think it'd be so cool if somehow they managed to get Arkham Origins in there as well.
Nah, there's no way. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no way?
No way?
I think they would have already done that. No, I don't think.
Maybe like a goodwill, like, yo, we delayed it, now we're gonna like delay it a while, get Origins in
Well,
there.
if there's any reason outside of it just purely technically not working, which is what it seems like,
Yeah.
that it just was not. They were like, no, we people didn't know who we were. They know who we are now because of these games that we made. If you're gonna reintroduce these games potentially to a whole new audience, we want them to be as good as we
Right.
feel our first game was. And
Yeah,
like-
I feel like the
Not our first
the
game,
blowback
but-
they got on the PC version of Arkham Knight could be playing into this.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
Big time.
But hold on. Jones touched on something I'm slightly offended by. You're saying that Rocksteady thinks that Origins is not good enough to be a part of this collection.
no, they didn't make it.
Yeah.
So it would be way more of a hassle for them to QC a game they didn't make.
Oh, this isn't Rocksteady. It's Virtuos. It's that third party.
Right, but
working hand in
Rocksteady was the one that
hand
made the
with-
announcement that the thing wasn't happening.
Yeah.
Did they?
Didn't you just say they did? Who'd the announcement come from? Was it just
Yeah.
Warner Brothers? Or?
It came on the forums. It came from Warner Brothers.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I guess we don't know who made that call.
Yeah.
Um,
It could have been Rocksteady though. They could
Yeah.
have up above like making
yeah,
sure
the
everything's
only
correct.
other just DC nerd thing I can think of is just like whatever they got going next. Like maybe they want to throw something in there that's a tease or
teaser.
Oh, they are good at those.
Or just or maybe push the launch a little bit more because maybe their other project got delayed. So they're like, we'd love if this came out 2 months before we made that announcement. So everyone's kind of remembering how awesome we are because they're playing two of our awesome games.
Here's what I really believe though, which is kind of like a nasty thing to bring up. I think if this game doesn't come out in the summer, forget about it. If this comes out in the fall, No,
When
you're
was this
getting
supposed to come out? I'm sorry.
buried.
I don't know.
July 28th.
This is
Such a dude.
Yeah.
June and July is
Yeah.
like this barren
yeah,
wasteland.
yeah.
Exactly. It's the
It's, yeah,
perfect time
even
for this.
August, yeah.
Remake country.
Yeah.
It really was.
And if you come out in this fall when all the huge games are coming out, you're done.
October this
Yeah.
year. I don't know if
Yeah,
you're aware.
October's
There's like
too late.
15
Yeah.
top tier games coming out. It is
Yeah.
like it's gonna shake the earth.
Yes. It's going to
Avoid
crack it wide open.
Yeah.
And then just like,
Too much.
here's 2 old Batman
R.I.P.
games.
Jones.
What's that?
I said R.I.P. Jones.
Yeah.
Why RP Jones?
Because I'm cutting them all.
Just cutting the reviews.
Oh, okay.
What am I playing in October? What am I playing in October, Huber?
I don't know if you have time to play.
You do some
I'll
Call of
start
Duty,
with
maybe? Maybe get on the.
Oh,
yeah, I'll probably
It's
go-
November
yeah.
though, right?
Yeah.
Playing Battlefield.
Call of Duty
You're hopping in.
November, right?
Usually, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at the dates. At this point,
You're
there's
playing
it's just
Battlefield.
all fall.
You're playing Titanfall.
Ooh,
I can't believe they
Titanfall.
put in Titanfall out in the middle of that mess.
Yeah, I think Titanfall is October.
All right.
Nice. Good Jones review. What, Bloody? You don't like Jones reviewing that game?
No. I'm just saying that Titanfall is not being done any favors by coming out in the middle of all that.
Neither is Batman, to get back on topic.
No, hold on. You don't
Yeah.
think? No, to stay on this topic, I think Titanfall 2 absolutely can stand on its own in that time. Way better than Batman.
Going up against Call of Duty and Battlefield.
Call of
Yeah.
Duty's the next month.
Yeah. So, but it is going up against Battlefield, which is October,
Yeah.
correct?
Yep. 2 wildly different paced games. I think
Yeah.
they can coexist.
I think Titanfall 2 is going to have a way better campaign than Battlefield.
I agree.
Sure, I just don't.
But
I
multiplayer-
don't know that it has as much of a weight and a buzz behind it. Like other than the trailer, like I didn't hear anyone really talking that much about
Blood, it hurts me,
Titanfall
but
2
I
at
think
E3.
you're right.
You know, like at EA Play.
I think you're so right. Think
I know
about
we personally missed it, but
no. Think of the reaction. You're not wrong, Blood. Think of the reaction Titanfall had at the E3 it was announced.
yeah.
Think about how huge it came out of that E3. And now I'm thinking of Titanfall 2, which I think did a better job at this E3 and is probably going to be a better game. And the buzz it got out of that.
I'm jazzed to play it.
But just jazzed, man. Jazzed means nothing. That's just an Efron word. It's empty.
I'm jazzed.
Oh, it's just cotton candy, man.
Jazzed to experience that content, Kyle.
What could have Titanfall 2 done better at E3? This is total aside, but I guess it's still kind of
No,
related
they
to
did it. Who cared? So, no, not to offend anyone.
what?
Who cared about Titanfall 1 in the last year?
But that's
Anyone?
that's the problem.
Was anyone looking forward to it?
That is the problem.
Yeah.
No, but they got. I mean, I get hyped pretty easily, but they got me hyped. Someone who, coming off Titanfall 1, played for like 3 hours and never touched it again and was just done with it. For them to come out and get me excited for Titanfall 2, to get me to play Titanfall 2 in the same month that Battlefield 1 comes out. Like, Battlefield is my game
Yeah.
that I play for like a year and a half straight. Like, when Titanfall 2 comes out, I'm going to be like, all right, I'll see you in a minute.
We'll go through that
Battlefield, I'll play
campaign.
this.
We'll do the campaign.
Yeah.
We'll find out what's going on with that robot.
Yeah.
But there was no demo being shown off, right?
Well, it was at EA Play.
Like,
You,
behind
you could
closed
play it
doors.
at EA Play.
You can play it at EA Play.
You could
Okay.
regular person could walk in and play that game. Yeah.
Wow, no one's talking about that. That would be the thing. Would be, I was surprised I didn't get a lot of impressions, but that's because none of us played Titanfall 2.
We didn't do it. We never talked about post E3 EA Play, whether that was a success or not.
It was awkward.
But I mean, for like their idea was let's just have normies play. Let's have regular people
So
use
Brett,
social
when-
media.
For that, it was cool. Brad and I went over there.
Uh-huh.
And the people were having a blast.
Cool.
Saw some people come up. They're like, hey, Easy Eyes. Like, they're like, what are you doing? They're like, man, EA Play. We just played Titanfall. Mm-hmm. It was cool. We're just waiting for E3 now.
Cool.
It was awesome.
I mean, that's what they wanted. They wanted regular people to go in and say, I just played Titanfall.
Yeah.
It was great.
yeah.
I hope it worked.
Yeah.
You need to listen to more regular people podcasts, Kyle. They're all talking about Titanfall 2 right now.
I'm sure there are regular people podcasts. Just, hey, they're like, welcome to
Yeah, there absolutely are.
chill time. We don't talk about anything in particular, just regular stuff. What? I watched Game of Thrones last night. It's pretty good, dude. Had a cheeseburger last night.
What'd you put on that?
Just something like cheese and ketchup.
Right on.
Yeah, it was good.
This is too weird. And
I
meta
stopped
for me
by
right now.
EA Play. Got to play some Titanfall 2. It's good. It's good.
I like the sword. Sword's great. Reminds me of anime.
Cool. I had to get a new babysitter. We had to fire our old babysitter. Okay, so let's talk about This is another tiny story. The Regular People podcast. I love that.
And now I gotta wonder why did they have to get a new babysitter? I wonder, There might be a story there.
She left for the summer. I have to assume
okay,
she
all
left
right,
for the
well,
summer.
I guess that's
yeah.
Good excuse.
So this is a tiny story, but I thought it was kind of interesting. Oculus removes DRM hardware check. So basically what happened was software for the Vive, where it's called Revive, that would let you play Oculus exclusive games on your Vive. And so Oculus came out and said, okay, our games, when they launch, are going to do a hardware check. And if you're playing it on Vive, it won't start. And then, just, I guess, today or yesterday, they went back on that. And they said, oh, sorry, we should not have done that. No DRM. DRM is a bad word. No DRM. We're not doing that. You can totally go ahead and play our Oculus exclusive games on your Vives, everybody. And that's where we stand right now. They backpedaled on that.
Yeah.
And now you totally can play those games they pay to get exclusive deals on your Vives.
Wow.
I think that kind of exclusivity is just probably a bad idea from the start.
Go on, Blood. This is the opinion we need. What's going on?
Because it's like, it's one thing like when you need to have this certain thing to play the game, like the actual hardware to play the game. But it's strange that like they're both running off a PC. Like you can have those games side by side on your PC, but it's like, oh, you've got the wrong monitor plug in. This is exclusive to Samsung monitors. It's like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
It's a little strange. I mean, I know obviously, console exclusivity is strange to begin with, but you don't have those games side by side on the same machine,
running on the same machine.
Can't play them on on this unit.
So should Oculus stop buying exclusives? Should they just stop doing that?
Yeah.
Okay, that was pretty decisive, Jones.
I think if people don't like your tech, they're not going to play any game that's on your system. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be exclusive in the way that like they're publishing that game, they're helping to fund that game. If you bought that game, they get your money. Mm-hmm. But like third-party exclusives that are just, the benefit is that they get people to get an Oculus. I don't know that that's really, the way to go.
Yeah, rumors were that Oculus was aggressively pursuing deals with games that already existed. Not like you said, like they're a developer of it. Mm-hmm. Just hey, we want an exclusive window on your game. Here's some money.
Come on, this is giving me anxiety.
Talk about your anxiety about this, Hubert.
Just like the trench warfare right now.
Of VR.
Right.
VR.
Yeah.
We win.
Like
We win.
How do we win?
I can't even imagine working at either Oculus or Vive HTC right now. Just battling for inches.
Yeah.
Right.
God.
Well, yeah, and I think that's it. It's the battling for inches. It's because it'd be one thing if it's exclusive to Oculus because there's something that you can do on Oculus that Vive doesn't do.
Bingo.
Yeah, and that's
Yes.
not the case.
But if that's not the case, then why? Why is it exclusive? Why should I care? Why to not go around and use it with hardware that I've invested a lot of money in?
The Vive.
Yeah,
I get you.
If I've spent the money on a Vive and I believe that is the better hardware,
And it is.
then why not just get whatever software to like put it on my Vive?
So we're Oculus then. Let's be corporate apologists. How do we get our stuff sucks? Our hardware is not as good as the other. It doesn't suck. Sorry, I didn't mean to use that word. It's inferior. It's inferior to our closest rival. Yeah. People talk about the Vive much better than they talk about our product. Exclusives is all we got. That's what else are we supposed to do to make our product look more attractive in comparison?
We gotta make a better one. We gotta make a better Oculus right now.
I hear you, Hubert.
Like,
Oculus
that's it. Yeah.
S.
Yeah,
Well,
honestly, we gotta iterate. We gotta
HDR.
make a better one now that's as good as Vive or better and cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that I don't know about and cheaper, but I think or cheaper. The thing,
Well, it is cheaper now.
right.
Yeah.
But
But I'm saying though, again, going back to the TV analogy, because I really do feel like that's where this is. This is space is in. Like, Sony doesn't just like, here's your TV. You don't just buy the Sony TV. Like there's just a ton of them.
Oh, okay.
You buy
Right.
your price range. You buy the features that you want. Like, like, they've got to get into that range of like, okay, here's the budget. Like, and I know they're just starting out, but like eventually it's got to get there. It's like, okay, here's the budget Oculus, and then here's the high-powered one with like the HDR type of stuff and the really crisp display, and you know, like they need to have that range to be able to get the consumers in.
Yeah.
You know, if they could iterate, and they're already kind of having a hard time meeting demand, but if they could iterate and get that range of product out there so that you get all of those different levels of consumers, then it would be a lot easier to compete with somebody that's not doing that.
And it's so niche right now
Yeah.
that you do need the best one. You need the most expensive one because the people who are buying it right now are the rich
Exactly.
people, the early adopters.
They're-
And there's also a really
They
important
want the
point
best
that we
one.
haven't brought
Yeah.
up yet. When we talked about Oculus exclusives, none of us brought up one solitary title.
Lucky's
Lucky's
Tale.
Tale.
Right. You know?
But
it's
that's
Yeah.
theirs.
I think it would be a
Yeah.
different situation if
But
it
I can
was
play
like, if
Lucky's
we were
Tale
like,
on my Vive right now.
Right. But if we were like, exactly, when you're bringing up the example and you're like, so you can play anything you want to on Vive. Like, for example, the game you're all thinking of that we all know is exclusive to Oculus, it's amazing.
Yeah.
What's that? You know, it's so obviously this exclusive game did not work out for them. Because there's not that one thing that's like, oh, you can't play that on the Vive. Like you were saying, Blood. It's like, that would be impossible. I mean, I guess you could jerry-rig it if you want to, but that would completely, you know, go against what the Oculus is all about.
To be honest, I think both VR consoles, whatever hardware, I don't think they have that game. Either of them.
Well,
I
it's
don't.
like-
I don't think there's the one game that's like Doom.
So
that where
it
like
is
we-
literally performance.
Yeah.
Like it's just the same as television. It's like
Yeah.
you can buy a PSVR, you know, like the lowest end, and it still functions. It's still fine. But you know, if you're in this to get the best experience, there's no question there. Like everyone is pointing you in one direction. So
Yeah.
For me, it's your hardware is only as good as your software.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm throwing my hat into Sony's ring.
because of
Morpheus.
Batman.
Well, that's
Yeah.
that's the thing too.
we got to
Yeah.
stop calling it Morpheus.
No, Morpheus forever.
Okay. I like it. I mean,
But,
I'm cool.
but I mean, it is true that because they are PlayStation, like they will have exclusives.
Yeah.
And
You know, like there's a lot
quality
more.
games.
There's a lot more work to go in to take a PS4 game and dump it on a PC and try to make it work.
Wait, why are we cool with this though? Why are we cool with Batman Arkham VR being a PlayStation exclusive?
I don't think that's the best example, but it more first party like stuff that Sony is developing,
Yeah.
stuff that is theirs.
Resident
Yeah,
Evil
yeah.
7 right now is
Lucky
VR
Tale's a good
exclusive.
example.
Like rigs.
Right.
Yeah.
Rigs.
Sorry, what'd you have, Huber?
Resident Evil 7 is PSVR exclusive.
Is that confirmed?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Cool.
You know, and that's third.
But so
party,
is
but-
Resident Evil 4 exclusivity for GameCube. So
Yeah. Who knows
That's
how
true.
long it lasts?
That's true.
Exactly.
1 year, yeah. Wow, Resident Evil 7 on Vive.
Not gonna happen, man.
it'll happen.
It would look
a
better.
year later.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
almost
you're right.
sure of it.
A year later,
It's
yeah, we'll get
Capcom,
that.
man.
Absolutely.
It'll be
Yeah.
called a director's cut or something.
Resident Evil
Yeah.
7 Vive.
Director's cut. I missed that. Yeah, 5 cut. That's cool too.
revive.
Gentlemen,
Yeah,
There
we
it
did
is.
it. We
You
did
nailed
it.
it. That's happening.
it's time for love and respect.
Love and respect.
Nervous about this poor guy's battery. It's gonna die soon.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's a watch battery. You can
Yeah.
unscrew 'em.
The thing
Where'd
is,
you get it?
Try wings.
McDonald's toys have very particular screws. Oops!
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's going off again. They're shaped like triangles. In fact, if you own a McDonald's Happy Meal screwdriver, please send it in to us. Help us out.
Yeah, those
He's
are a little
so
different.
cool.
Yeah.
He's cooler than any Pokemon. Sorry.
Cooler than any Pokemon.
Let me see him. Let me see him close up
Nah, he's
before
not
I
cooler than
commit to that
any of
bold
it. Nah.
statement.
Hubert,
Furby's a super weird dude.
He's so cool.
Hubert, we've never named him.
He's got a saxophone.
Can you name that Furby for us at this moment?
Don't ask. Why are you asking Mike Huber that question? How dare you?
Okay.
Do you have no respect for this poor thing?
Or Jones, for you, I will wait to name him.
Oh, okay.
What are you
Gotcha.
waiting? What are you naming?
until
Waiting
the end
for
of the show.
until the end of the
Oh.
show.
So it's on
alright.
an impulse
It's still
name.
it's still
Okay.
gonna be
Yeah.
something like Ulrich or something.
Saving it for the end of
Yeah.
the show. That'll be
Yeah.
a huge reveal.
Okay.
Okay, great. So I have to be honest. If you write a long comment, there's almost no chance it's getting in the show. I don't want to have the patience for that. Why would you write such a long comment?
I can't believe I printed this thing out when I saw it. I
Yeah.
was like, that's a page.
And I'm looking at this
I
comment
told
right
you
now,
before you printed it up.
and I think I want to read this. I think I'm going to use this comment this week.
All right.
Buckle in.
Good.
Jones, you
Okay.
want to read it? Actually, you've got such a good reading
Oh.
voice.
Oh, man. Okay.
Poor Jones.
But people would be. Oh no, he's got a lot to read tonight, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, whatever. That's not.
Okay, all right. So it'll be at the bottom of that page, and it continues on to the next page.
All right.
Settle
Everybody
in.
cozy?
Buckle up.
I'm cozy.
Everybody at home?
Yep.
All right. Hey, allies. By now, it's no surprise to see that Rare is on track to make a great comeback. From the loving send-up that was Rare Replay to the exciting yet still secretive pirate adventure of Sea of Thieves, it's really a great time to be a Rare fan again. But I noticed that there are still many people who aren't as jolly as you or me. I still often see people unfairly and harshly criticizing Rare and Microsoft and constantly talking about how the company's best days are behind them, and that no one of value works there anymore, which is completely false because Greg Mayles, Robin Beanland, Leigh Loveday, and even more have worked there since the late 80s and are still there. It's very disheartening for me to hear. Even more, I see people using Platonic and Ukulele as more excuses to say that Rare is just a shell of its former self. I personally think the Microsoft era is completely over-exaggerated, even at some of their weaker titles during MS like PD0, and even the Kinect sports games, which also aren't as bad as everyone makes it out to be. They're some of the only Kinect games that actually function properly. I still think they're way stronger than, say, some of Nintendo's worst, like Donkey Konga and Amiibo Festival. I also feel that there are some games that they've made that I don't think Nintendo would have ever let them make. Rare Replay because Nintendo would probably just do a stupid eShop sale for VC games and Sea of Thieves because I don't think Nintendo hardware and online functionality would be powerful enough for the game. I also disagree with the fact that people say that MS has done more abuse to their IPs than good. Sure, there'll be a stumble here and there, like with Young Conquer, which I hear not even Microsoft or Rare is happy about. But there are so many other great things, such as Battletoads and Shovel Knight. All 3 seasons of Killer Instinct, and yes, even Conquer and Project Spark, which gets very unnecessary hate. Big Reunion was a great tribute to the Conquer series, and Team Dakota should be very proud of what they did. My question to you this week is simple. All of this summed up in the last sentence.
Yep.
How can I convince these people to give Rare another shot? Thanks for taking the time to read this. I love what you guys have been doing with these EA, and I hope you keep up the great work. Love and respect, Adam.
Yeah, so normally I would despise a comment so long, but I thought this was consistently an opinion I don't hear very much of, so I thought it was kind of interesting. How do we convince people that Rare is not washed up? Does the panel believe that Rare is washed up?
Not washed up.
Okay.
Because Sea of Thieves had a 5-hour line at E3.
Sure.
Like, that's
Yeah.
not washed up.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's Rare just hasn't had they haven't had a game of any kind of caliber forever. So it's...
What do you mean of any kind of caliber?
What's the commentator's name?
Adam.
Adam, you just gotta believe in yourself and believe in Rare first and foremost.
Forget
He's
about
gotta
other
get
people's
other people
opinions.
to believe.
Forget
Sure.
about, like,
So it's impossible.
you
Give up.
focus on you and positivity and Rare and just believing in them and believing in it. Don't try to, like, preach that they are the best. If you believe in it, people will follow.
Yeah, well, I mean,
People will
I don't know.
agree.
I feel like there's right and wrong in this. Like, he's on the I feel like he's on the opposite of extreme of what he's seeing other people say, because I feel like some of the stuff, like, you don't need to defend some of these games that are not that hot.
Like Young Conquer? Oh, like Conquer and Project Spark.
Yeah, Project Spark wasn't a Rare thing.
But it had DLC with Conquer in it.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so even a lot of that, like, how much did Rare even have to do with? Like, that was
Very little, I think.
Banjo-
yeah, same thing with
Kazooie,
Killer Instinct. Like,
Nuts
that's,
and bolts.
Pro or con?
Con.
Yeah. So when we talk about missteps, I'm assuming we're talking about that. A lot of
Yeah.
people say,
Yeah.
no, but Nuts and Bolts is a great game. I get it. I get that you believe that's a great game, but it looks disgusting. Defend those character designs.
well, also
Yeah.
the performance was very rough.
Was
as
it?
well. Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, I think Viva Pinata is actually great. Like, that
Yeah.
was going back to, like, actually playing that on Rare Replay was like, oh, these games were phenomenal. Like, they really show the Rare ethos and spark, and so, like, that to me, like, that's something that you can point to in the Microsoft era and say, yeah, Rare definitely, like, those people are there, those creative minds, that style, that essence of Rare that everyone loved about the old games is absolutely in Viva Pinata.
Sure.
You know, and it's just that is such a hard game to explain to so many people and to market and sell that of course it was sort of this niche audience.
Is this like Pokemon? I remember it being compared to Pokemon a lot.
Like there was so much confusion over what that game was
Yeah.
that like unless you actually got your hands on it to try to understand it, it was very hard to get it. But once you got in there, it's like, oh yeah, this is a great Rare game. So yeah, I think it's just they need that next Viva Pinata, which I think Sea of Thieves could be. I
think they want it to be bigger than Viva Pinata.
Yeah, I was gonna say they
No,
need
no.
that next Viva Pinata. It's like
No, but I'm saying something.
Yeah.
But
That's a
here's the thing.
bad
They've
place
had the problem is Rare has had the high profile Banjo game,
right.
but it wasn't the quality that you expected of Rare. Like you need something that has that high profile and that quality that you expect at the same time.
Yeah,
And so right now I think Sea of Thieves has a lot of momentum behind it.
Yeah.
definitely.
And I think it has a lot of potential. The trick is it too ambitious? And we won't know that at this point because all they showed us was let's everyone get on a ship and have fun on a ship.
Yeah, how does this work? What level are we?
Yeah.
Like, how much does a ship cost?
What's
like,
our progression? That's
Yeah.
really what's most important to me is in that game. Yeah.
What can I do in
I have a
town?
potentially unpopular opinion. With the exception of like Kojima, it's very rare that I will hear about someone moving to another company or some team that like, oh, this team's working on that, and then I'm like, well, that's gonna be great. Like, I have no idea.
Most of the time, you think it
They
could
could
still turn out to be
totally
anything.
screw that up. You know,
Yeah.
like we don't know. Like
History
if you're
proves
like,
that to be true.
If you're like, dude, Red Dead 3 came out. I'm like, oh my god. Let me say, okay. Oh, then like, yeah, but Rockstar San Diego's making it again. It's like, cool. That doesn't mean anything to me because I don't know who still works there. I don't know if that's the same team or not.
Yeah.
And if you even just like give me a list of all of the people and I like compared, it's like, well, I never met any of them. I don't know. You know, like my hype for that game will come from that trailer. Will come from me like looking at that game, being like, yeah, I'm into that main character. I like that world. I'm down. And so I think like selling your friends on Sea of Thieves, I think is a way easier, task than selling them on Rare because it's like, I just don't think, you can still have faith in this company that you loved from so early in your life that's affected you in so many positive ways. You're just kind of waiting to get back to that point. But I think like you don't work there, or I don't think you really know the inner workings of the company enough to say I can like quality stamp all of the good things going right in that company directly to the people that are making those decisions.
One of the
Case in
exceptions.
point, Miyamoto. We have no idea what that guy's up to every day over there.
He's a
He
creative
could-
fellow.
He could be having tremendous influence on things we never hear of because he doesn't want credit for it.
Yeah.
Or he could be Gavin
Twiddling his
Belson
thumb.
from
Yeah.
up on the roof from Silicon Valley, just like
Another one I thought of that's very similar to Viva Pinata in my mind is Cameo.
oh yeah,
Cameo, I think, is a game that's sort of halfway there. Like it's got a great concept, it's got some cool ideas, and then like execution wise, maybe not quite there, but it also had like a lot of development history that made that difficult for that to be a good game.
It's a 7.
And
Seven and
so
sevens,
it's-
baby. I enjoy it.
and so it is
I enjoy it.
one of those things where like I don't know what went wrong with the sequel. I don't know if they were trying to go too far in another direction to try to make it more popular or what, but because that game went from GameCube to Xbox 360, like it just suffered through that. But there was so much good that was in that game that like I really enjoyed that game.
Before we move on, the one sentence that really stood out to me is that Rare Replay would not have been possible with Nintendo. I absolutely believe that's true.
of course.
I think Rare Replay is actually a pretty cool thing that happened last year.
It's super cheap too.
Yeah, it's unlikely to happen again.
No
Like,
GoldenEye.
who
no
has that
buy.
history? Okay.
Sorry.
Next.
Be a downer.
We got a real quick one.
What?
Yeah, that's what we're ending on.
Yeah.
Is no GoldenEye,
No
no
GoldenEye,
buy.
no buy.
Moving on. From the guy who
Like
said,
$1 a game.
How do you take away?
There's a lot more than GoldenEye that's not in that collection.
There's no taking away.
There's way more.
You'd have to sneak that game in the dead of night. You'd have to just
You
Just
gotta
make
please
some calls.
Activision.
Make some
You gotta
calls.
please
Call
MGM. You
call
gotta please
MGM. Call
Get-
Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, I'm sure Pierce is down.
Call everyone and say, how is this hurting anybody by putting this on here?
Grace Jones, please. Yeah, I'm here to talk about GoldenEye for the Nintendo 64.
How is it?
I'm sorry,
hurting
what?
anyone?
who's Grace Jones?
She's I can't remember her name, but she's
On the cover?
one of the villains. She's
okay.
in an old. I think she's in like David Bowie was the bad guy
Wow.
or something. No, it wasn't David Bowie. Sting. Was it Sting? I can't remember.
I don't think Sting or David Bowie are in any
But
James
Sting was
Bond
like,
movies.
wasn't Sting, I think Sting,
Sting
was
was
in like
in
Austin
Dune.
Powers, wasn't he? Sting like was, or like in a Saturday Night Live sketch or something.
my
I think
God,
Sting
Jones,
played like a
what just
like a Bond villain. Christopher Walken. I think it was Christopher Walken. Christopher Walken and Grace Jones
Okay.
were villains in a Bond film.
Oh my God. It seems like James Bond is actually not your forte. It seems like this is a black hole of Jones knowledge.
There's been so many Bond parodies over the years that I can't get it straight in my head.
I'll go with
Okay.
that.
When there's like 40 Bond movies, like,
yeah.
was
Sure.
that a...
You know, there's another
And
hurdle.
Sting was definitely like, yeah, he was like a Saturday Night Live sketch. And
Yeah.
he had like a fake cat. It was just like, it was Gold Sting. He was Gold Sting. That's
Okay.
right. Okay.
You know, another
Gold Sting.
hurdle related to that, actors and all of that, that I honestly don't know the best way you could address it. But, you know, with Perfect Dark going into HD,
Yeah.
like, that's not that big of a deal to redo the art of Joanna Dark's face. But when you have all these actors' licenses,
Call him up.
likenesses,
Bring him back in the studio?
Just call him up.
but
and
how do
say,
you? Yeah, you
To
have to
up-res
redo
it?
that art.
You have to
up-res it, and you are going to have to get approval. It's like, well, I don't like the way that looks. Well, it's because it's an up-res N64. I mean, yeah, it's like.
Oh,
hire me? I'll do all the legwork.
he'll do the legwork.
I'll knock on doors. I'll make calls.
I can't imagine how much legwork has probably been
I
done
won't sleep.
for some poor defeated person.
Yeah. A team
Mr.
of
Brosnan,
defeated
let me be the first to tell you that's an awesome beard.
I'm listening.
thank you,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah, I'm listening.
How close did you be, Jones?
You've caught my attention. But I think Huber nailed Adam's question with the first statement.
That's
Don't even worry about it.
Exactly.
Don't worry about other people.
It's really
Yeah.
hard. Like video games are. This is such a weird thing to say, but I feel like sometimes video games are as intense as a religion to people. So it is very, very difficult to force someone to believe something else in video games. But as long as you're just true to yourself and you like Rare, and you know, hopefully by people seeing that in you, they will say, okay, maybe Rare's not that bad.
Yeah. I want to do one more. This one I think is a very interesting question. It's one I have not read before. In what game did you really wish you could kill an NPC but weren't allowed to?
Such a Kyle Bossman question.
That's from One Last
You're
Spartan.
so pumped.
Because I love doing so. I love that. So what's a game you wish? Oh, I wish I could kill you. Why am I stuck behind this counter?
Animal
or
Crossing.
something like that. Animal Crossing. Good answer.
gosh.
Huber, who would you have killed in Animal Crossing?
The
Tom Nook?
Tom Nook
With what?
with like a carrot. Bah!
He's still alive.
Bah! Bah! Bah!
Okay, another villager just saw you do that.
No, okay.
Stuff him in a
I go
mailbox.
Hitman style. I sneak into his house.
Okay.
See him in Tom Nook's house while he's sleeping.
Yeah.
And then, like, you want the money?
Oh my god.
You want it, Tom? I stuff money down him until he can't breathe anymore.
I always thought the fact Tom didn't live in our neighborhood because he doesn't live anywhere, right? There's no Tom house.
I think the store shuts down and he sleeps there, maybe.
Yeah.
He sleeps at the
Probably.
store in like
Yeah.
in the back,
Yeah, yeah.
a cot.
Oh my gosh.
So you just stuffed him full of coins?
Yeah.
And that's how he dies?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Oh
when
my
they
God.
find his body in the morning, it's just overflowing
Yeah.
with coins.
It's not coins, it's like acorns or something. What do you collect?
Bells.
Bells,
that's
yeah.
right.
Bells. You stuffed him full of bells. Jones, who'd you want to kill in a
Morbid.
game who you could not kill?
I don't
Man.
recall a particular NPC. I remember playing like old driving games like Crazy Taxi and having people like, ooh, like out of the way. I'm like, oh, come on.
That's a good answer.
Just automatically magnetize it.
Yeah.
Like,
Midnight,
drive on the
Midnight
sidewalk.
Club.
Like,
LA
oh,
was
come
like
on.
that.
Driver. Same as
Driver,
driver.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good,
I
Jones.
think Driver was it.
That's a good answer. I
He
like
like
that,
Twisted
Jones.
Metal. You know, I remember like, I was like in first person behind the wheel. Just
Yeah.
like running over dogs and
That's
stuff. Like
so
crazy.
good.
Actually, you couldn't run over the dogs. But.
I've always wanted to hit people in Crazy Taxi.
Blood, do you have one? Do you
That's
have a
amazing.
game where you were
Now that I
frustrated
have
with
it-
NPCs? You wanted to punch them, and you just couldn't. They have invisible walls around them.
It's got to be somebody in The Witcher 3.
Yeah, I was just gonna say somebody in The Witcher, Bloodworth.
There's more to Bloodworth than The Witcher. We're pigeonholing them.
I can't think of a particular example, but I feel like there's a ton of like shooters or RPGs where you have these moments where like the villain is right in front of you,
Kevin Spacey.
but you're stuck in a cutscene, and I'm like, what? I could just shoot him right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, what is it?
Let us help you.
Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider.
Rise of the
Nice.
Tomb Raider.
Nice.
You're like sneaking
my
in, there's
gosh,
like in this
yes.
freaking barn or something, planning things out, and I'm like, shoot him.
Yeah.
He's right. Just
Yes.
right
Yes.
now. Just
Yes.
shoot the
Yes.
bad guy. That's
Yes.
all we have to
Yes.
do. And this
Preach
is
it.
over.
Preach
This
it.
is done. Why are we not just shooting him? We
Yes.
shot 100 other people without caring,
Yes.
who are just soldiers doing what they're told to do and don't know what's going on. You could shoot the bad guy and save everybody else.
Great example.
Yes.
That's really, really good.
Fantastic.
You know what that made me think of is just Metal Gear Solid 3, so genius. How you can actually snipe the end way early on in
Yeah.
the game, and they're cool with that. You did it. He's gonna be dead when the boss fight would have happened. It's so cool.
And two, killing people that you're not supposed to, and it's like the paradox,
Oh yeah.
time paradox.
You can't kill a revolver ocelot.
Yeah.
Time paradox. I really, really like that. Recent example for me was Ratchet and Clank. I don't like that guy who runs the store. I tried to hit him with my wrench. I wish I could hit him with my wrench and he would like get hurt and say, "I won't sell things to you. I won't fix you things for you anymore."
Al, right? Al?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I could just hit him and he would react hurt and say, "Our relationship is over."
It's crying.
Yeah.
He's-
He's crying.
Yeah.
But instead it's just like bloop, 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 I'm invincible. And I'm like, oh, I still have to listen to you for the rest of the game? Yep, blah, 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 blah. Just a recent example. Great question. Thank
Great
you.
question.
It is now time for bets. This week's bet: Star Ocean Integrity and Faithlessness, released this week. At this point, what will the PS4 trophy percentage be for the trophy called Learn from Your Mistakes, Create an Item That You Shouldn't? We're going to check this live. So what I'm going to do...
Item that you shouldn't.
Yes, create an item that you shouldn't. It's a silver trophy.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't
Is
know
that,
what it
that
meant.
sounds like a story trophy.
It might be, but there's also one for crafting and like other items.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do right now is go to Ben Moore's trophies,
Excellent.
and we'll see if he has it or not. But it'll show the score regardless.
You're just logged in as Ben.
No. He's on my friends list.
Friends list, yeah.
Star Ocean. There we go. It is. I did not know this last week. A hidden trophy.
Oh.
Ooh.
So if he doesn't have it,
It's. I still know where it is on the list. Ooh. Okay. Interesting.
4%.
That's your guess?
Yeah.
Blood, do you have a guess?
I don't know, like 18 or something.
Okay, so Jones bet 0.3%. He was on the same page with you, Huber.
Yeah.
Ben bet 3%. Brad bet 8%. I bet 5.5%. The actual percentage
You're a
is
madman.
4.7%.
Oh.
Whoa.
So now we might have to do some math.
You had what?
5.
I'm 0.8% off. I did 5.5.
You win.
5.5.
Yep.
Wait, you're 0.8 away?
Yep.
And Ben did 3%.
Yep. Oh, so he's at least one. He's 1.7.
He's 1 so you got
So
it.
I got that one.
Yep.
Dude, that was close.
Yeah.
4.7% of people have that trophy.
Wow, that's a lot.
Is that?
I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
I thought so.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, because he had
What more
0.3.
evidence do you need,
Oh, I guess
Kyle?
the game
Yeah.
just came out today, too.
And the game came out today. That is worth noting. Yeah. So people are. I don't know.
On it.
I assumed it'd be pretty easy to make the wrong
Yeah.
item, but it was silver. That was the weird thing that threw us off. You had to assume it was kind of hard to make a wrong item. Create an item that you shouldn't. That brings the score totals to Green Lizards 3, Red Eagles 11.
11
11
to 3.
to 3, Jones.
It's a
What are we
blowout.
doing? It's a blowout.
It's a blowout.
How are you ever going to catch up?
We're never going to.
In the history of
I
the
mean,
Easy
there's-
Eyes podcast, another team has not caught up from such a deficit.
In the history of these,
Just some stats for
dating
you.
back centuries.
Next week's bet, Carmageddon Max Damage will
Come
be
on,
released
bud.
next week.
I'm not entirely sure about that, but okay.
Whether blood is skeptical.
that's not confirmed.
No.
I feel like
Name
that
after
game
bets.
has just been pushed. Like, it's coming out now. Okay, sure.
Um,
If you say so.
You got one? You got one loaded in the chamber?
I got one. I got it.
You got the name.
I got the name.
All right, so we'll do. I'll do all my stupid stuff, the sign off even, and after the sign off, Huber, you say, and the name is,
Okay.
and then Jones will cut right on that.
I
Oh,
think you
Yeah.
guys will like it. I think you guys will like
I'll
it.
beep it out.
Okay, don't beep it out. We have to support it. Whatever Huber's name is about to name
That's
this
a lot of
Furby
pressure.
is
I
canon.
got a good name for it.
Okay.
But oh well.
I think it does it justice.
Okay.
It's like not a funny one. I look at him and his soul, And
Wow.
He's got a lot of soul.
Okay.
One thing he's got is soul.
And Blood just said he had a good name for it, and we just gotta go with Hubers.
I hope it's as good.
All right. Where was I? Oh, Carmageddon Max Damage, releasing next week. There's a game where you can hit people from your car. I'm going to go to the game's official YouTube channel. I'm going to click on the most recently uploaded video, and I'm going to click on the most recent comment. How many words are in that comment? Jones.
9.
Okay. Huber.
2. This sucks.
He even said what it was.
Yeah.
That's great.
Which, you know, get that
Okay.
boy some werehogs if he gets it right.
Bloodworth.
17.
Wow. Good range.
Yeah.
My bet, 14.
Ooh.
So if someone writes a paragraph,
Yeah.
Blood
Blood's
wins.
got it.
Yep.
You and I are in that middle.
Let me lock those in.
I
Okay.
got the low.
Gooey center.
You got the high, I got the low, Blood.
Let's do some Patreon plugs. Let's talk about what we are for a sec.
Yeah.
We're Easy Allies. We are supported by Patreon on patreon.com/easyallies. This podcast is available early to people who spend $5 or more a month to support us on patreon.com. Comes 2 days early, comes on Wednesdays, normally comes to the public on Fridays. And also, those people are considered for love and respect. And that's kind of all I got to pitch. Is that
You can
good?
pitch
Like-
half of that to the camera, probably.
You're right. I was staring at you all.
Really?
It's because I'm not sure I'm getting it all right and stuff like that. Everyone, this is fun for us. It's a blast to be a part of Patreon. It's a blast to work for you, basically. And it's been we're on month 4 soon. We're beginning month 4, and what a weird ride this is always. And the more sincere I get, the worse it becomes at being an advertisement. Ugh. Someday I'll get good at that. Everybody, just go to patreon.com/easyallies. Give us all your money. We need your money. We need to keep our numbers up.
What are you gonna do with your money?
Subscribe. Yeah. Oh boy.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, I think that's part of it is just like, yeah, you don't have to feel pressured to give a ton. Like,
Give nothing.
yeah, if well, that's valid as well.
Yeah.
But if you enjoy it and you think it's worth $1, then tip us $1 a month. And if everyone that watches this podcast gives $1 a month, we'd be way ahead of where we are now. So it's kind of crazy.
If you just heard Blood say that, you watched the entire podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Well, not the entire. We still gotta.
Oh, we're gonna find out
yeah.
what Furby's name is still.
99% all the way through.
Okay, so because I've won the bet, I get the rights and responsibility to tell everyone my Twitter name. I get to promote any video on Easy Allies that I would like. I get to have the final word on anything that I disagreed with throughout the entirety of this podcast. And I get to sign off with my trademark sign off. I'm at Kyle Bossman on Twitter. The video I'd like to promote is Brandon Plays Pokemon. Again, I know I promote this a lot. It's my favorite thing to shoot.
It's a new episode.
It's so fun
It
to do.
actually is really.
Part 6.
It's actually really funny because you guys won so much on something that's old.
Yeah. It's always
Yeah,
been
yeah.
Pokemon.
Yeah. With the Huber syndrome will never be promoted. No one will ever even know it exists. Yeah.
I even got the chance to do one from E3 and I picked Easy Update.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
It's cool.
Brandon Plays Pokemon. If you've not even looked at it, if you don't like Pokemon, it's still a fun show. Brandon didn't like Pokemon leading into this show.
And I enjoy the show.
Yeah. It's just fun. And so I don't even think it looks intimidating because there's 6 hours of the show to watch right now. You can go ahead and just start on episode 6 and get as much out of it, I think, as
And
as you
regretfully,
want.
we're not recording a new episode tonight.
Yeah.
But we'll be back
Next week, I guess.
Big
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, look forward to chapter 7,
Which
badge
could be-
number 7.
That could be it. Can I get 2 more badges?
You could, I guess, Jones, but no, you
Should I
can't.
stop? If I get that last gym? Okay.
You're not going
Hold
to.
off. We'll see.
Based off your progress so far, Jones, yes, if you think you can get 2 badges in one episode, go
All right.
Challenge.
ahead. Challenge thrown down. It's fun. Jones has gotten good at Pokemon. He still gets some things hilariously wrong. And it's fun to, I don't know, see the game through new eyes. He sees things that none of us saw before in very interesting ways. The thing I disagree with is Metroid : family conflict.
Struggles.
Family struggles.
Family struggle.
Family struggles. I don't know about the brother with the beard. I think it might be a bad idea. I was just gonna say I think it might be a bad idea. Is what I'm gonna do with my final word. I don't want to barge in through this. We got to handle it responsibly. Is all I'm saying. We could make a Metroid game starring a man with a beard, but there's still a lot of things to consider before we just charge forward with it. What's up, Jones? I'll let you in on my final word.
I like that the price point was beyond our control, but this Metroid game is
Yeah,
totally within.
because-
What do we got? 3 months? Let's do it.
Bearded brother.
Maximus. Okay, and of course my trademark sign-off is tomorrow is forever all ours.
And the name is Rufus.
The Easy Allies would like to thank our Patreon podcast producers. We apologize in advance for all the ally names we are about to misspell and mispronounce. Ebb Software, Mango, Michael Favacci, Michael Kozachenko, YoYoTricks.com, Simon Anderson, Jesse Fish, Nick, Lucas Smith, Rick Argomenes, Aldira, Yasser Aluseni, Hasni, Manuel Gebert, Bradley Spees, Yo Butts, Jared Reif, Alex Cook, Boris Scherl, Caleb Aranda, Richard Smuts, Blue Suitor, Swooksker, Peter Ward, Beaten Down Brian, Matthew Pauling, Datamouth, Jeffrey Daniel Lasley, Andrew Kidd, Wesley Welcomer, Daniel Matson, Siha Nohutku, Clayton Ingram, Talenthus, Joel Olson, Ahmad Sami, Usman Khan, Guillermo Sanchez, Ingo Tulets, Patrick Chong, Zachary Wingate, Athena, Jay Shee, Paul Young, Nefertiti Jenkins, Johann Spretz, Tanner Holmes, Christine E. Baldwin, Jean-Francois Bellinger Dumas, Gino A. Leet, Jean-Philip Legacy, Kristen Rogers, Catherine Lai, Charles Wang, Olafur Wig, Gary Fair, Jason A. Sackle, Robert Stoffel, Osama Albarbi, Isabella Crane, Derek Kuhn, Serial Gamer, Jordan Kirk, Rory McGuire, Ferris, Hesperus84, Robert I, Paul Judge, Mark J. Betters II, Tim O'Keefe, Todd Yurkovic, Bill Kelly, Michael Bisegli, Ibrahim Sozer, Leaf Johnson, Ilya Kuvzhinov, Congolator, Andy Dogtype Aiken, Matthias Hesselvig Jensen, Brad Lohman, Matthew Shornig, Greg Kettering, Umar Chaudhry, Stephanie Hui, Ian Santa Anna, Colt Doss, Suiko Shining Force 2, Ian Bradburn, Joshua Layer, G. Ken, Gary James, Genma123, Dennis, Randy Puckett, G. Levin, Kaylee Murdoch, Gustav Gerzilla Strombaum, Steven, Professor Metal Gear, Chum Nguyen, Andrew Stoic, Joaquim Morovuo, David Wen, Steven, the Banana Forklift Killer, Walker Hope, Paul Roost, Marcel Markov, Brian Woods, David Peterson, Christopher Wells, Peter Davis, 44 Stars, Samuel Justice, Jason Joint, Otoshigami, Frederick Bonander, Impact 93, Brent Phillips, Phoenix Doss, Yong Lee, John Tyson, Paul Nalsand, Chris and Rebecca McKeague, Neil Genero, Charles Anthony Iapicino, Lee Young, Amit Khan, Riot Coder, John Michael, Ken Layer, Thomas Rogers, Attack on Waifu, David Witt, Derek Bartnett, Wobes, Taylor Bingham, Corey Jackson, Robert Crouch, Tralium, Juan Yobo, Sven von Brand, Hans Plays, Fabian Schuster, Ulf himself, Luis Ibarra, Stephen K., Oscar Stahl, Jesse Jarkins, Mikhail Egnell, I Sun Chor, Mecha Messiah, Evan Anderson, Jason Huberts, Olivier Castide, Cyberboa, Adam Damon, Julio Ruiz, Charlie, Rehan Ansari, Justin Masick, Niels Frederick Elbol, Momo Rashid, John Prey, The Hashtagonist, Morgan Worth, Sarah, Pixel Critics, Benny Samuelson, Anthony Nicely, Christopher Foss, Colby Keith, Andrew Gregoire, Ricardo Moreno, Matt Ferguson, Riche Nadeau, Michael Paez, Taylor Hoyt, Paul David Santana, Lars Berger, Durgesh Patel, Alex Monaco, Krister Lundmark, Sandra Bernard, Reed Johnson, Joel Peterson, Grassman Matt, Trey Blissett, Zach Bardsley, Manuel Thomas, Phoenix Rouge, Ed Moreno, Jeff Robertson, Anthony Gomez, Dan Sebring, Marius Matheson, Reed Marlett, Patrick Bradburn, Oliver Brandt, Fat Shadow, Jason Hill, Garrett Fox, Sean Smith, Gali Gutierrez, Casper Friedensberg Nielsen, Simon Gauthier, Cylinder of Leaves, Jerome Ortman, Christopher Donnelly, David Hannon, Kevin Altman, Eddie Reisner, Joel Short, Alan Sia, Raymond Chow, Carlos Lopez, Arkham Fantasy, Wen Beauchamp, Daniel Tams, Gustav Summers, Eddie Velasquez, Alexander Ockelman, Code Red, Self-Confessed Cynic, Marcel Froelich, Ryan Bates, Zinterax, Refill, Louis Sandiford, Stephen Cohen, Elizabeth, Andrew Buchter, Jimmy Milson, Bonnie and Jason Connor, The Magnanimous Drakir, Myzak, Brian Pont, Chad Ball, Marius Smith, Sean Mackey, The Original Snitch, Adam Sharonbrock, Christine Shireman, John Meyer, Kurzystov Rogowski, Christopher A. Butler, Fimo Preuss, Grace, Robert Marquardt, Yaboy Benny B, Nestor Reyes, Ali Khan Sunger, David Tran, Laurent, Ian Barker, Freaker, James Helmus, Neil Brophy, Captain Fancy Pants, Michelle Nubb, Colin Hoylman, Trizac, Leon Keys, Adam, Carlos Gonzalez, Roderick Gordes, Toby Welt, Joey and Kate, Liana, Aaron Stewart, Andreas Coter, Calvin Crack, David Ebby, Ciara Wheeler, G. Sith, William Nicholas Schoen, Henry Clark, Mauricio Fuentes, Joseph Caruso, Daniel McCone, David Kennedy, Forrest Polk, Dennis Franklin, Poogie Boogie, Alexander Schiller, Marco Zanone, V8 Dave, Brian Cause, Garrett Evett, Mac Jam, Kyle Bradford, Devin Gibbs, Crash and Burn, Scott Reed, Kyle Painter, Michael Tennick, Rick Roach, Joetown, Ross Hill, Sebastian Trier, Ferris Denning, Marty Savage, William Kirk, Brendan Leahy, Michael Schreiber, Wayne Brannigan, Ed Costigan, Maximilian Liebig, Sean De Almeida, Hansel S. Thompson, Adam Mullaney, Otten Mustonen, Cheryl Paracchio, Christine, Jesse, Sergio Ruben Hernandez Gallegos, Lance Mink, Jonathan, Link666 Goron, Faraz Rizvi, David Flynn, Nazarene Lord, Thomas Wigington Jr., Eduardo Ortiz, Marco Hernandez, Richard Eiley, Adam Barker, Travis Ing, Joshua Vanswall, Furukawa 14, Ryan E. Garcia, Elliot Moscow, Todd Paxton, Joel Burns, Trolls Rasmussen, Grant Richardson, Stephen Wagstaff, Evan Branham Davis, Erland Hedervik, Socrates, Jack Cooksley, Thim Strothman, Kim Monk von der Leith Hogginson Peterson, KBM 13, Michael Agent, Natalie Mickelborg, Michael Musselman, Calder Furtig, Eric Jackson, Galen Hallenbeck, Paul Derwonko, Michael Kozak, Matthias Larson, Jonas, Simon Chamberlain, Peter Shoemaker, Ryan Anderson, Quickscares.com, William Dovu, Bobby Trizzle, Paul Bishop, Luke Arnold, Rajiv Maharaj, Philip Klarskoff Jensen, Hugo Kalm, Galen Moxley Hagert, Jack Musser, Carl Williams, Ali Almutawa, Steve S., Bryce Ray Parker, Dagath, Mons Anderson, Dinesh Patel, Jacob Whittington, David Boyarsky, Peyton Wiederspan, Greg Murtaugh, wow, that was epic, Gonzalo Sanz, David Ferber, Dragon Hunter, Diego Luches, Alan Rusin, Outcast Writer, Nick Kirkorado, Andy H., Zoostick, Nuno Amaral, Tarek Leham, Sean McGowan, PJ Matomi Garona, Hanny Ribeiro, Andrew Amos, Helping Leon, Tony Knox, Extravaganza, David Cosal, Paulo Costabel, Slacker Becker, James Kennedy, Age Dolls, Calgareth, Zach Latham, Adam Henry, Eric Steffens, Robert Ori Einerson, Matt Gunther, Tuttle, Jesper Lausen, Roman Gamepire, Eric Maynard, Daniel Wong, Miles Walden, Mike Hook 1, Irvin De La Torre, Caffeine Rage, Thanos Farthakoris, Connor Rosine, Christopher Santis, Stephen Pollock, Shannon Gates, Ivan Ponce, Nice Guy Anderson, C-Note 51, Trey Whetstone, Mike and Tasha Garcia, Yoon Kim, Fumbles, Jonathan Trier, Sean McGing, Alexander Patashkin, Andrew Wanser, Alfredo Gonzalez, Fabian Kindle, Justin Cunningham, Bjorn R. Haraldsvik, Remy Loisel, Sebastian Urban, Alex Brandt, Brian Truong, Skender Yashari, Randy Verschurden, Christopher Ratliff, Alan Wynn, Ben Sheen, Yuri Divinity Van Leeuwen, V. Kira Ray, Peter Wen, Daniel Bushnell, Thomas Einsporn, Rosamoon, James Blair, Fast Mower, Xylo Wolfbane, Brendan Townsley, Kevin Camposano, Kevin DeBolt, Thomas Abrams, Daniel Errico, Justin Moore, Taggart McStone, Alec Church, Chris Sleep, Aaron Lopez, Chase Caldwell, Samuli Vuorinen, Jake Landry, Thorir Danielson, Barry Tomasini, Thrashanuva, Gilly Hilario, Nick Mazzola, Azazel Valkyrie, Michael Eaton, Tristan Howard, Don Turner, Ryan Tangeman, Tense George, Evan Anderson, Monica, Rob Levine, Edison S. Prada Jr., Mo Sutton 1776, David Hackman, Sam Allen, Sam Sorensen, Sun Pham, Caleb Crawford, June Bob Laurenti, Gabriel Johansson, Anastasia Zucala, Terrence Ireland, Stephen Purifoy, Alonzo Jazzberry, Johnny Lawrence, Andrew Allen, Matthew Colomb, Modrin, Jeremiah Snowden, Ahab, Struggler, Ben Durnak, Junya Motomura, Bill Tone Mayum, James Lowe, Matt McCarthy, Evan Eng, Justice Brennan, Stephen Walther, AZ, Eric Heck, Reiner, Eric Santoy, Monica Axavaria, Eric Gustafson, Justin Wenderoth, Darius Chambers, Jan Veit, Twisted Heart.